This is a Math 1 lesson summary video for the lesson titled Taken Out of Context. This is a practice understanding task. The purpose of this lesson is to practice solving systems of linear equations and to determine whether each system has one solution, no solutions, or infinite solutions. For this lesson, you're given a series of systems of equations without scenarios. You're asked to write a scenario and then use elimination to solve the system. And then some of the systems may have interesting or unusual solutions. So we're going to take a look at questions 2 and 3. In question 2, we're given the equations 2x plus 3y equals 14 and 4x plus 6y equals 28. Let's start by solving by elimination. When solving by elimination, we need to get the coefficient of either x or y in both equations to be the same. So I'm going to take the first equation and multiply both sides of the equation by 2. When I do that, I get 4x plus 6y equals 28, which is the same as my second equation. When I subtract these equations, I get 0 equals 0. When I graph these equations, they have the same line. Equivalent equations with the same line mean that there is an infinite number of solutions to this system of equations. All the combinations for x and y that work for the first equation also work for the second equation. This means that there are an infinite number of solutions. If x represents the cost of a dog leash and y represents the cost of a cat brush, then there are an infinite number of possible prices for dog leashes and cat brushes. Since the quantity of each item was doubled and the price is also doubled, we cannot determine the cost of each item. For number 3, let's look at the equation 3x plus 2y equals 20. And the equations 9x plus 6y equals 35. In this system, we'll start by solving by elimination, and I'll get the coefficients of x to be the same. That means I'll take my first equation and multiply 3 to both sides of the equation. That gives me 9x plus 4y equals 60. Now when I subtract the equations, I get that 0 equals negative 25. Well, 0 can never equal negative 25. Those are two different values. When I graph the two equations, they create parallel lines. This means that there are no solutions. Parallel lines for systems of equations mean that those lines are never going to cross, so that system has no solutions. If x represents the cost of a dog leash and y represents the cost of a cat brush, then there are no combinations of possible prices that work for both scenarios. The cost of one or more of the items must have changed between shopping trips. So in conclusion, when you're solving systems of equations, you could have one of 3 possible scenarios happen. You could have equivalent equations. When graphed, they would create the same line. This would mean you would have an infinite number of solutions. You could also have no solution. That happens when your equations, when they're graphed, create parallel lines. And then the third option is you could have one solution. This happens when your equations are graphed and create lines that intersect. All right, that's it for this video. Thank you for watching.